How to overcome fear over anything. Ooh, I'm hot, y'all. How to overcome fear over anything. Tammy C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. Oh, I'm all slouched over, pillows falling. I'm a little hot. Something on my blouse, something on my breastises. Anyway, let me get it because I'm all discombobulated. I hope you all are doing well. I'm doing really good. It's the week of my birthday. For the record, when my birthday comes, I just feel so empowered. September is the most magical month. I don't think it's only because of my birthday. I love September in the Chicagoland area. It's like cool and crisp, but also still some warm days. And we've been so blessed. We've been having sun on top of sun. So I'm just feeling really good. And I have a lot of friends that have birthdays near this time. So it's just a sweet time. I hope wherever you are doing well. We are going to talk about fear because I know you have it, because I have it, but I have overcome quite a bit. I have an anxious personality. I'll be the first to tell you about myself and throw myself under the bus, but I do feel unstoppable in many areas of my life. I want to help you on today. Okay, let's get it. Alrighty, so you have fear. Think about what I'm saying. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. Thank you, You have fear. What is your fear of? One of the major things that people have a fear of is public speaking. They are mortified to get in front of a crowd and speak. But the one thing I hear a lot is two. Job, I'll say three. People are in fear of getting fired or losing their job, in fear of not having money, and in fear of never having love. These are the things that I hear. And so when someone is on their deathbed, guess what they're saying? I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I hadn't have worked so much. The one thing you're scared of, losing your job, is the one thing people tend to say on their deathbed that they wish they hadn't have done as much of. People overwork. Let me let you in on a secret. What you think about and what you focus on, it will come to fruition. It will happen. If you have a fear of losing your job, you probably are going to lose it many times if that's what you're zoning in on and zooming in on. Now, why do you have that fear? Some people have a fear of losing their job because they know they are not doing their job. They don't know what they're doing. They don't care. And maybe they're depressed or something. So, we don't never make fun of depressed people on here or at all. But if they're not that, do they have a difficult manager? Are they burnt out? Have they been at that job too long where they're bored? You could be at a job so long where you simply don't care. It's just not exciting. You hate going. And it's nothing worse. I'm having some difficulties here, you all. It's nothing worse than having a job. It's Monday morning and you have to get up and you hate it. You got to make that commute. You dread it. That has to be doing something to your internal body. I just really think that's doing something to your insides. The last job I had, I did not hate. I love my coworkers, by the way. I enjoy working with the kids sometimes. But I hated that last commute. And it just got under my skin. It was just zigzaggy. Bad driving, going that way, traffic-y. I had to be there super early. I am not get up early in the morning, go to work type person. I'm up early, journaling, meditating, running my diffuser, drinking my coffee. I do not want to be on the road early in the morning. I'm like my old therapist. She's so sweet. She the best. She said, "Oh, Tammy, I never took a job before 8 a.m. She said, "I am not a morning person, and I just refuse to take a job where I had to be there super early." That wasn't her jam. She owns her own business now. Highly successful therapist. But that's something she told me. I'm very much like her. I go in my office on Friday, Saturday, every other Sunday, but most of my appointments are at 9 and 10. I just don't need to be there that early. I want to do therapy 8 in the morning. I do take some 8s every blue moon, but not in person. I try not to. I have, but I try not to. Nevertheless, let's get back on this job thing. if you are focusing on losing it, you probably are, because you're putting it out into what? The air of the universe. Then when you think like that, you're more apt to make errors. I'm probably going to lose the job. You're making a mistake. I'm probably going to lose the job. The manager email you or get on Zoom with you or come to you if you're in person and you jumpy. That's all up in your mind. Why are you fearing losing the job? This is how I roll, and this is how I'm so confident in whatever I do. I ask a hell of a lot of questions. This is the key to life. If you don't know your job, you ask questions. You get you somebody that can mentor you. Well, Google, AI, YouTube, you can pretty much do anything you are. Research it. I remember having a statistic class when I was getting my master's in social work. I could not get that subject. I was texting my teacher. He'd be on the phone helping me. He thought I was so smart. He said, Tommy, he's Asian. Tommy, you're so smart. I said, no, Dr. Coke, I'm lost. And he admired me reaching out. And it got to a point one time I was doing statistics. I jumped on YouTube and it helped me. So you got to be hungry to succeed. If you're at a job you hate and you're scared of losing it, you know you need to leave because you don't even like it. Always keep your resume on standby. Always keep your resume handy. Always know your experience. Always know your resume. Always know about the companies you work for. Always know your skill set. Always have a plan. Ask questions when you're on an interview. How long have you been working here? How did the budget look for 2025 for this company? How is the forecast looking? What is the morale of your company? You ask them. Don't ever be afraid on an interview because they need you just like you need them. As my friend told her, 8 for 8. You're giving them 8 hours. They're giving you 8 hours of pay. Those jobs aren't giving you anything. You're working for that money. You're working for, they need you too. Stop being inferior to a job. Okay? 9 times out of 10, they're not paying you what you're worth anyway. And maybe look into your side hustle. Look into your dream. Start your business on the side and then convert it over to full time eventually. Don't live in fear. It's a very daunting way to be. And it's really going to do something to your insides when it's Monday morning and you dread going in. I get it. Some jobs pay people a lot of money and they have a hard time getting away from it. I know somebody very dear to me. That's what he's going through. He's been trying to leave his job, but they paying him a lot of money. He didn't get promoted. And he's like, I do look. He told me, Tammy, I look, but when I see other jobs, they don't pay me nowhere near what I'm making. And I can't take a pay cut. Who could take a big pay cut in 2025? It's really hard. All right. I did look up some stuff. Public speaking, like I told you all. Someone terrified of speaking in meetings who gradually builds up confidence. You do it through small presentations. I get it too, because I'm not really nervous when I have to present, but I can get anxious and start talking fast, and I notice my breathing. I start getting short of breath. That's happened to me a few times, and I'm like, you need to slow down, because I'm a good speaker. It's nothing to be nervous over, but I get a little anxious. It's just weird, just a weirdness. It's not weird because it's common, but rehearse. Whenever you have a presentation, I rehearse it so many times that it just comes natural. It's like a singing. When I sing, I'm going to rehearse that song 15,000 times because I don't like to mess up. Okay. When you have fear, like with other people, some adult children have fear of their parents or fear speaking up, fear of confronting their partner. Saying no for the first time to a controlling friend or family member, that's setting a boundary. I can be like that sometimes. I'm not scared. It's not that I'm scared. I'm a peacemaker, and I don't like drama or confrontation. And the truth is, I'm very laid back. So some stuff just don't matter. I just pick my battles. But when the Virgo is Virgoing, she gonna let you know, oh no, I don't like that. Oh no, we're not doing that. Oh no, I'm not doing that. You can do that, but I'm good. I remember I was with some coworkers. We was at like a retreat, like we was at something, and my coworker saw me outside walking around by myself. She was like, "Are you okay? You want to come with us?" They were going somewhere. I was like, "No," because I didn't, because I'm just at this place now, you all. I just like to do my own thing, and it's some things people do. I'm not big. I don't smoke, and I'm not into smoking weed and stuff. And I know people, they big on that. Some of these people that I'm really cool with, and that's cool. No, that don't bother me. But I just don't want to be around that. That's not my jam, and I'm cool with that. You do you, and I'm gonna do me. And I'm a loner sometimes. I'm an introvert, extrovert, introvert. I like walking around in nature, so I'm good by myself, baby. I'm good. I learned the hard way. I'm all I got sometimes. I have my family, I have my friends, I have, those I love, but it gets real up in this here apartment. And I have figured it out over the last 20 plus years how to be very happy in my skin, okay? Because at the end of the day, you are all you got. You are all you got. Some people have fear of starting over after a divorce. I guess I had that fear a bit. For me, it was more financial. I really took a hit. I don't know why, because it wasn't like he was giving me nothing, but it just was hard for me financially, and it took a minute to get back on my feet. I wasn't good with money back then. I'm okay now. I'm better. I made myself be better. Life has made me better. But I definitely struggled after divorce. But you got to reclaim your identity and purpose despite the fear of loneliness or judgment. People are afraid to be alone. And because of that fear of being alone, they accept sub-zero treatment in relationships. They'll say, well, it beats being by myself. No, I personally, I don't want to curl up in the bed with some guy that I don't have any interest in, I'm not attracted to, so I could say, well, I wasn't alone. That doesn't serve me well. I'd rather watch a mystery movie. I'd rather watch the Bears lose like they did last night. I'd rather do a YouTube video. I'd rather do a training for my licensing that I have to do with my CEUs. I'd rather talk on the phone to a dear friend. I'd rather jam out to some music. I'd rather go for a brisk walk than to be curled up with somebody I don't really like. Why do people do these things? Because you're afraid to be alone. But the key is to get you a fun list. I always talk about that. What is it you enjoy doing? Some people enjoy gaming. Game. I'm not saying game for eight hours, but do some game. Play your gaming system. Watch the Bears. Maybe not. Watch NFL. Watch basketball. Go for a brisk walk. Learn a new exercise. Get on the phone with a friend. Get on FaceTime with a friend. Go out for a bite to eat. Go for a brisk walk. I said it already. I'm just saying you could do so much alone. Travel. You don't have to be up under somebody you don't want to be up under because you're lonely. And then when you sit there and say, I'm lonely, I'm bored, you're really being a victim. And that's living in fear. I know people are afraid to launch a business. I left my job at the end of June this year, and it's been a whirlwind. It's been really good. I've been busy with clients. I'm a therapist, social worker, but I had to do some adjustments. I had to get my own life insurance, which as a cancer survivor, sometimes they may not insure you. I was blessed. I was able to get it, thank God. What if I get injured or ill? I need disability insurance. So that's something I'm working on right now. You want to have a bit extra money. God forbid the business slows down. I need to have a cushion. So it's been a little bit risque. It's been a little scary. But what I did do was do calculations over and over and over before I resigned. And I knew I could do it. And I'm doing okay. But it is a risk. But you should try to launch that business. Get you an LLC or whatever you want to get and try your business. Do it part-time and then gradually shift over to full-time. It's a really good feeling, you all. But do your homework and learn the ins and outs of that business. It's all over Google and AI. And you can get a mentor. And score.org will help you. I know some people have a hard time coming out if they are gay, and they're afraid their parents would disown them and family members. And it does happen, but it's got to be hard to live within and not be true to who you are. It's got to be hard to wear those two faces. I'm pretty sure your mom and dad already know. Your people that's close to you, they already suspect it and know. But choosing authenticity over fear of rejection is an amazing feeling, you all. It really is. When we are fearful, we are living in perfectionism. We think it has to be perfect. We're anticipating the end result, or we're anticipating the next move. Failures are lessons learned. If you don't fail, how can you succeed? If you don't do, you'll never know. If you don't try, you'll never know. You'll never grow. So we have to let go of that perfectionism and give it a try. I'm a bit of it myself. If I go out of town, I think things should be boom, boom, boom. I remember going out of town a couple years ago, and some of my cousins or relatives were not there, and I was like, oh my God, I really want to see them. I haven't seen them in years, and I started feeling kind of blah. And I said, Tammy, you could always go back. Nothing's going to be perfect. Don't let me have a party or something. I said, boy, once I get remarried, if I have a wedding, I could just see myself, just like kind of worked up, because I like my stuff. It don't have to be perfect, but I like very nice stuff. I like to if I throw a party, I like my stuff nice. I want my people to have enough food. I want them to have fun. So that's just something I'm funny about. And I like my hair to look nice. I like my place to look nice. So bit of perfectionism there. But sometimes I'll tell myself, like with my apartment, I'll say, leave that alone. You don't have to fix that right now. I have to talk to myself. A lot of times with fear is spiritual and emotional shifts. You could be facing some childhood trauma. You got to do that inner work to heal and rewrite your narrative. There are some people watching and listening. I know your mom or dad was not there for you. Maybe mom was, but dad wasn't. Maybe mom or grandma or aunties are telling you really bad information about men for the ladies. All these men are this way. A men tend to cheat. Don't you ever trust a man. But one thing about being an adult, and two things for sure, you got to form your own opinion. You don't have to listen to everything that our mothers and grandmothers and aunts tell us. We have to be wise enough to make our own choices and pave our own way. We appreciate their opinions, but they are not always factual. And you got to go with what you believe in. Do you believe you can have love? Love exists. It really does. But it starts with that self-love. And if you're fearful of getting it, how can you receive it? What would you do? Now you're on an interview. You're the interviewer. And the person seems real doubtful and shaky. And I really would like the job, but I'm not sure. I don't know. They're stuttery. Would you hire them? So that's what I'm saying. When you're driven by fear, it's not attractive. It's the same with going on a date. Some people say, "Oh, I was so nervous. I was so nervous on the date." Well, that is nerve-wracking trying to meet somebody new. But it's just a man. It's just a lady. Be yourself. And I feel like when you're always authentic, it calms down the nerves. When you're confident, it calms down the nerves. Write it down and make it happen. Whatever it is you want, write down your desires. Write down your intentions. I'm always scared this mic is not on. That would be bad. See, fear the mic not on. Write it down and keep writing it down and visualize. Sometimes I close my eyes and I visualize the future, and these things come to pass, and do it over and over. I write it in my journal over and over. I'm almost finished with this one. I'm always writing in my journal every day, almost. Maybe I might skip a day, but I did do it already for 9/9. It's in there. And this is a part of my daily routine that really gives me supreme power, and it helps with the fear. Sometimes we have fear because of anxiety. And if your anxiety is really high and kind of hard for you to control, you may definitely want to seek out professional help. www.psychologytoday.com. We have therapy for Black girls. That's a great website. Some people said they use growth therapy. You have Alma, ALMA. You have Headway. If you work for Target, Chase, Comcast, look into Spring Health. You get 10, 8, 6, or 12 sessions. And this is a remarkable program. Spring Health, your EAP provider, you will get free therapy sessions. You can do in person, but many do them by video. Take advantage. Target workers, Comcast, and there's one more, Chase, and it's way more companies. I just can't sit and name them all because I don't know. Alrighty, what y'all think about what I said? Drop me some comments. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have fear and what do you do to push past it? And I guess that's it. I got a meeting at 8 and a couple of clients after that, and then more clients later this evening. So I'm going to be rocking and rolling. I am off tomorrow. I'm off on Wednesdays. Saturday is my birthday. I'm going to spend it gathering up free things, Starbucks and Sephora. I think I'll go buy me some shoes and see what other trouble I can get into that day. And I have brunch on Sunday with my most lovely family. So I'm excited about my birthday. I'm excited. Glad to be alive, you all. Glad to be alive. Tammy Sharice Walker, the owner of Dreams Are Reality, signing off. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching.